Thanks for listening to Live Forever Young Radio. You probably know that collagen helps to maintain healthy skin, hair, nails, and joints. But did you know that as you age, you start making a lot less of it? On the show this time, Bob and Rollie talk about changes in the American diet that have caused natural collagen intake to decrease and what you can do to restore the body's natural collagen levels. They also identify the different types of collagen, the importance of it for your health, and what benefits you can expect by adding it to your daily supplement routine. So sit back, relax, and get ready to live forever young.
Hello everyone, welcome to Live Forever Young Radio. I'm Bob and I'm here with Rollie. Rollie, how you doing?
How's it going, Bob? How's everything going, man? It's a Friday. We're getting ready to do our podcast. I'm excited.
That's great, man. You got your Rays shirt on because this weekend begins the final 3 games of the regular season.
That's right.
Rays are already in the playoffs with home field advantage throughout the entire American League.
Yep.
And
all we got to do is wipe out the Yankees this weekend.
That's it.
Easier said than done.
Or beat them after the wild card game is over. Either way.
Easier said than done. But today, I'm glad we're here and I'm glad we're talking. And one of the things that I think is really important, a lot of people don't know a lot about or have just started to learn about, is how important collagen is for your body. A lot of people realize how important protein is, but the really cool thing about collagen is it's actually the most abundant protein that your body makes. So one of the things that people don't realize is as they get older, they kind of start to make less, right?
Yes, and human beings are protein making machines.
Right, that's what we say.
We make about 100,000 different kinds of proteins and many millions every second, right?
A lot.
And it's coded for in our DNA, these 100,000 proteins. And collagen is a complex protein. It's made up of, 18 different amino acids are used to make up collagen, and they're bound together in a helix, right? So people know about DNA being this double helix, like this twisted
it looks like a
chain.
ladder that got wrapped around a tree.
Well, this collagen is a triple helix, right?
I don't have any triple ladders.
And there's over 3,000 amino acids just to make up one collagen protein.
Okay, right? So the 18 different aminos make up over 3,000 combinations to create this triple helix structure.
Right, and there are about 28 different kinds of collagen, but the vast majority, 90% of all the collagen in the human body is what they call type 1 and type 3.
Right.
So these types are just different arrangements of the amino acids. Okay. And then you'll notice that usually when people get collagen, which they're going to get in powder form most of the time, put in a glass of water and drink it, okay, it says on the jar, it says hydrolyzed.
Yes, everybody wonder what the heck is hydrolyzed, right?
Yeah. So hydrolyzed simply means that the collagen protein has been broken up into smaller bits called peptides.
Right.
And it's done by using water. So water is a very good substance for dissolving things, cleaving things. And so water is used to make it smaller. The reason is those smaller bits are more easily digested and absorbed and way less likely to make you feel bloated from consuming these very large molecules. Right? And so that's what hydrolyzed means.
Yeah, so by basically making them smaller, you can just absorb them easier, 100 times easier.
And it's really important to make sure that you get enough collagen, because after age 30, you start to make a lot less.
Well, one of the things I wanted to bring up at this particular instance, not only do you make less, but back in the day when we used to have farms and we used to, slaughter a lot of our own meat, there was a lot more things that contained collagen around that you had to use, like bones for bone and beef broth and things like that. You're talking about like ligaments and the grisly pieces of meat. Well, back in the day, if you were on your own farm, then you used it. You cooked broth out of it. You made broth and you used it, right? So a lot more intake of collagen used to be common. And as we've moved into industrial society and we kind of, throw throw those pieces of meat out because we don't want to chew them so much, you lose that intake of collagen as well. On top of the fact that when you get older, like you were saying, I think you said around 30.
Yes, and then by the time you're 80, you're only making 25% as much collagen as you did before. So that's when people start to have noticeable signs of aging. When you start to get wrinkles, that's because you don't have as much collagen as you used to.
Right, that collagen helps to keep the underneath the skin together and elasticy.
Yeah, and it's plump because collagen helps you to retain moisture as well. And so it's really important that people pay attention to this and know that you're going to have to supplement with collagen. And as you do, you're going to begin to get many, many different benefits from it. Right? And the main ones that people hear about are your skin and your hair and your nails.
Yes, those are the ones that you see them, they talk about how to look healthier when they talk about collagen peptides, and they're really talking about the things that happen to your skin and nails where they get softer and smoother and they grow. Actually, I've had a lot of people tell me that when they use collagen, they grow faster.
Yes, and a lot of people find that their hair grows faster and gets thicker and fuller as well, and that your skin starts to get more plump and retain more moisture. And in many cases, people will notice that fine lines and wrinkles start to diminish.
Yeah, and I also heard it's also helpful if you have dry skin. It helps to moisturize. It helps to keep your skin moist. Yeah. It actually helps to get rid of retain water. There you go. That's a better way to say it.
Another thing that I was interested to see is that people are reporting that they sleep better when they use collagen. And it turns out that collagen makes it so you're less likely to have temperature fluctuations in your body.
I didn't know
and so a lot of times when people wake up in the middle of the night, it's because they're too hot, they're too cold.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And you have less of that when you take collagen each day.
And do they say why it does that or not really? Just that it helps in studies they've seen?
Just that it does. And so
That's cool.
the other thing is that fluctuations in blood sugar while you're sleeping can also affect your temperature. This is one of the possible reasons.
That makes sense.
That I just kind of deduced. And they know that when you take collagen, you have less fluctuations in your blood sugar. And so
related.
Yeah. And so this was something I learned recently. It's like, wow, this
little known fact about collagen,
found another benefit.
Right. Everybody knows about the skin, nail, hair, and of course joints. Actually, I know a friend of mine his mother had really bad joints when he was a kid. And one of the things, even back in the 80s, that they were prescribing for joint health was collagen hydrolyzed specifically because it's easier to, like we were talking about, absorb and utilize. And especially, like we were talking about, since you don't eat a lot of collagen anymore and you produce less, one of the things that also starts to you start losing, and we've read studies about this, you lose muscle. Right? Yep. Because this protein, this collagen, is actually a direct help in not only making muscle, but recovering and healing muscle.
Recovering after exercise.
Or if you get sick, right?
If you get sick, and also if you get injuries to your tissue.
Correct.
So
soft tissues.
You're constantly injuring your tissue when you exercise. That's why that you're recovering from exercise faster. But also, if you are injured from blunt force or a cut, that type of thing, you tend to recover faster and heal faster if you're taking collagen.
One thing I've heard people say, when you get a little bit older, you get those darker spots on your skin. I've actually talked to some people who take collagen, and those start to go away, those little bit darker spots on the skin, obviously because, it's probably helping to heal that quicker.
Yep. Another thing I was seeing is that your blood vessels themselves actually are healthier and more flexible when you use collagen. And that could be part of the reason why the wound healing and recovery is
the faster you can get stuff there because you're helping blood vessels.
Right. And
then
also,
the quicker it'll heal. It makes sense.
A lot of times when you have injuries, you need to create new tissue to replace the damaged tissue, because
Right.
sometimes it actually will die off.
Right.
And collagen helps with cell division and replication.
Okay.
And then also, of course, is providing needed peptides and into the cell itself. So
Well, you've
once
got
you
the
have cell
amino
division-
acids, right? And they help
Yeah.
with the building blocks.
Yeah, and so like glycine is one of the main peptides that are there, and glycine is really important for your DNA,
Right.
right? And once you have that cell division, now you can make new cells to help with the healing, but it's also collagen also helps boost your immunity. So if you might get an infection from an injury, it's less likely if you're taking collagen, and it also reduces inflammation.
Okay.
So inflammation is quite often a hindrance to healing
Always.
after a time.
Yeah.
And so if your inflammation is lower because of collagen, you can begin to see how all these things stack up to help with these various issues.
Right. I mean, inflammation at the beginning of an injury is there. It's helpful in the healing process. But, you know, when you have a lot of inflammation that builds up and you have the chronic inflammation, it can lead to disease. One of the things that can actually help reduce that is the collagen, because of its ability to help with the antioxidant properties. One of the other things that I was actually talking to a friend about when they were using the collagen peptides was that they noticed that it helped to give them a little bit more energy. And I think that's probably another side benefit of the collagen.
Yep. Absolutely. And the other thing is that it helps with the lining in your gut.
Oh,
So
sure. That
you
makes
have
sense.
this juncture between the inside of your gut lining and the fluid outside of it. And what you don't want to have happen is that you get a gap in between this single cell wall that's creating the barrier. And collagen helps with the cell division in the gut. So you're constantly building new cells.
Helping repair faster.
And keep that tight junction so that you don't have allergic reactions from bacteria leaking out from your gut, and you don't get a cirrhosis of the liver, a non-alcoholic cirrhosis, which is an inflammation of the liver that can happen from a leaky
gut
And
lining.
believe it or not, collagen can actually help prevent that.
Yeah, we did a show called What's What with Leaky Gut, where we kind of talked about that. You've probably heard of leaky gut before, but aren't really sure what it is. So check that out. And yeah, collagen, because of its ability to heal, and like you said, with cell division, it probably helps to make that not only something that goes quicker, but something that you can rely on. Because if you're somebody like that has chronic stomach issues, you've got a lot of issues, or you have like issue with leaky gut, you're going to need something to help you heal it. And when you have an issue like that, it's kind of an ongoing thing, right? Because you have digestive issues, you have repair to do in your intestinal lining, and if you don't give your body what it needs to repair, you're going to keep leaking.
Exactly. One other thing, Rollie, is you have this connective tissue all throughout your body that is, ligaments and tendons and fascia, which is holding everything together. So muscles are connected with ligaments and tendons, and your internal organs are held in place by this fascia they call the endless web, and collagen helps with the integrity of that fascia as well.
Wow.
And Rollie, some people say, well, how much of this do I take? So it's a protein source. So you have to first know that you don't want to have more than 20 grams of protein in a 2-hour period.
Right.
And the amount of collagen you need in a given day is approximately between 10 and 20 grams, right?
I was reading it. It depends a lot on the weight of the person.
Yeah. And so our collagen is right in the middle at 15.
Right.
So it comes with a scoop that
actually
will
right
give
there.
you, that'll give you 15 grams, and so there's 30 scoops at 15 grams in there.
Yeah, I noticed a lot of them don't give you, a lot of other collagens I've been looking at, they don't actually give you quite that much in a scoop. It's usually around 10 or 12.
And if you're a smaller person, you can take a little less.
Right.
And if you're a really big person, you can always take a little more. But the main thing is don't take it with your other protein sources.
Exactly.
Right. So if you have Gladiator barley and Boomer Boost, or you're having a meal with a lot of protein, keep your collagen separate from that and separate it by a 2-hour period. Otherwise, all that protein will compete for absorption, and it'll just be a waste.
Yeah, actually, it's funny you brought that up, because my wife, who uses the barley, and she just started using the collagen, she'll do the collagen in the morning with her coffee, and maybe around lunchtime do the barley. Yeah, and she'll do the boost in the morning too, because the energy, it gives you the energy. So.
Yep, and some people will put collagen in their coffee. I do that, but you can mix it in water. You can do it in many different ways. You can put it in a smoothie, but you just want to just follow that rule of 20 grams of protein every 2 hours.
Right, because if you don't use it, it gets wasted, and it could even kind of pile up as like extra weight. So we don't want that. But anyway, man, we covered quite a bit of stuff.
I think that's pretty much it for today, Rollie.
Yeah, man.
And so thank you, everyone, for watching and listening to Live Forever Young Radio. We'll see you on the next program.
Thanks for listening to Live Forever Young Radio. Check us out at liveforeveryoungradio.com.